What would you do if everyone saw you as weak, but you were trained to defeat anyone who crossed the line? The steel gates of Ironwood Max slammed shut. Marcus kept his eyes glued to the concrete, blending into the sea of orange. To the guards, he was a ghost. To the inmates, he was prey. That's why Big Ray noticed him. Ray was the king of Cell Block D, 6'5", 280 pounds of muscle and rage. He'd been inside for years and ruled through fists and fear. No one dared challenge him. He made a sport out of humiliating the newcomers, especially the ones who refused to fight back. So when Marcus entered the yard for the first time, barely making eye contact, Big Ray grinned. Fresh meat. Marcus wasn't broken. He was just patient. For the first week, he kept his head down, eating quickly and sweeping the floors. The guards called him Ghost. In a place full of loud threats and louder punches, his silence made him invisible. But not to Big Ray. To Ray, Marcus was a challenge waiting to be crushed. During chow, Ray made his move. He stomped over and flipped Marcus's tray, sending steel clattering against the concrete. Ray leaned in, grinning. Pick it up. Everyone froze. All eyes turned to Marcus, waiting to see how he'd react. But Marcus just stared at the floor, calm, silent. He bent down, picked up the tray, and walked away without a word. Laughter erupted. The humiliation was complete. That moment, in the eyes of the inmates, Marcus became a joke. The weak one, the target, and Ray wasn't finished. Over the next few days, the bullying escalated. Ray would trip him in the halls, dump his laundry, and steal his commissary. The other cons just watched, relieved it wasn't them. And still, Marcus said nothing. But underneath the silence, a spring was winding tight. Then Ray pushed his luck. It was supposed to be just another power play. Ray cornered Marcus in the gym, the one place without cameras. A few of his goons stood guard at the door, making sure no guards or snitches got in the way. The weight room went quiet. He whipped a soiled towel at Marcus's face. "Shine 'em, now." Marcus didn't flinch. Slowly, his eyes lifted to meet Ray's. The atmosphere in the room flatlined. But Ray was too arrogant to notice the shift. Instead, he shoved Marcus back against the bench press with a thud. "Spit shine 'em, Ghost, or I'll use your teeth." The room filled with tension. Even the guards on the far side of the gym could feel it, but they didn't move. No one ever stood up to Ray. It was just another beatdown coming. Ray didn't even wait for an answer. He lunged, swinging a meat hook right cross, straight for Marcus's jaw. But this time, Marcus moved. No one saw it coming. In the blur, Marcus ducked, spun, and struck Ray's ribs with a short, controlled elbow that made a sickening crunch. Ray stumbled back, eyes wide, gasping. Before he could recover, Marcus was already on him. Swift, surgical, every strike precise. A knee to the chest, a palm to the throat, a leg sweep that sent Ray crashing down hard. The gym was silent. Ray, the king of Block D, was lying flat on the ground, groaning in pain, unable to stand. Marcus barely broke a sweat. He stepped over Ray's chest, his voice dead flat. "Don't touch me again." By dawn, the hierarchy of Cell Block D was rewritten. Ray spent the next week limping through the yard, nursing a fractured rib and eating his chow alone. The king of Block D had been dethroned. Even the guards started looking at him differently, cautious, almost nervous. Marcus went back to sweeping the floors. No gloating, just silence. But now, wherever he walked, that silence followed. Not because he was ignored, but because he was feared. One night, A younger inmate, a scrawny kid named Luis, who had just arrived, approached Marcus in the library. Luis leaned in. "Where'd you learn to hit like that?" Marcus didn't look up from his book. "Nowhere. I just know where the off switch is." Marcus wasn't just a brawler. He was a weapon. And Ironwood learned a brutal lesson. True power doesn't scream. It just waits. Hit subscribe and stay sharp.